Welcome back to the shop. It's been a couple of weeks since the last video. It's been stupid hot outside, 90 plus degrees for the last couple of weeks, and my shop doesn't have air conditioning, so when it's 95 degrees outside, it's 95 degrees in here, so that has not really been an enjoyable thing to try. But it's raining today, so it's a good day to get in here and get some work done because it's only going to get to, I don't know, 75, 80 degrees in here. So what I'm doing today, I have some castings going. That's going to take about 8 hours to burn out, and I figured while I wait to do that, I've got a couple of things that I have to finish. First is this bracelet here. I started it a while ago. This is the first half of, let me take this off and show you, of this. This is called a Ramses bracelet. It's 2 Bismarck chains soldered side by side. I first figured out how to do this a couple of months ago, and I don't know if you can see, this one sucks. See, not really connected well, the clasp is terrible. The back side is completely screwed up because I did it wrong. From the top, it looks pretty good. The back drives me nuts. So I'm working on making another one. That's the first half. And I have some wire pulled and some metal ready to pull more wire for the second half. So I figured, why not, while I'm sitting around waiting for the burnout cycle to finish, why not make something? So I want to do my best to record this. It's been kind of difficult because the shop's kind of tight and I don't have anybody helping me film. So every time I set up the camera to do something, I end up knocking it with my knees or something. So I'm going to do my best to get some good angles and stuff. So enjoy. We'll see how I do. The last time I tried to make the second half, I messed it up a little bit. I have to anneal the metal about 2 wire pulls before I twist the coil. I don't know if that makes sense, but in order for me to get the right tension to weave the chain, at least so far what I've found is to anneal it and then pull it the last 2 spots through the draw plate so that I get the right hardness in the wire to weave the chain. Hopefully that'll make more sense later if I remember to explain it further. But anyway, thanks for coming back, and let's go. Alright, so I've got the second half of the chain done. It's the same length as the other, so hopefully that means the alignment's good. So next step is to solder. I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, but we're going to solder everywhere that the links meet, all the way down, both sides. Let me just set up the camera so I can hopefully get a good shot of it, and see you after. Alright, sorry about all the noise, lots of stuff running right now. So the next step is to cut the extra little bits off. Here, here, here. I don't know if you can see this, but you want to cut right along the edge of that inner one, just to get rid of that little bit of excess so that we can then start sanding and filing. And so now after trapping all that stuff, you should have two chains that look like this. Hopefully you can see all the excess has been cut off. So now what we have to do is we need to file all this down flat. But first I think I'm going to pull it through the mill a couple of times because one of them is just ever so slightly longer and I want to try to make sure they line up nicely. Okay, so this next part, now that you have both of your chains made, I'm doing this video like I'm teaching you something. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bridge these gaps right here. So I'm just trying to change my focus so you can see right where they meet, right in the middle. So now I've got one full side done. Looks a little sloppy. That's okay. It's going to get cleaned up with some filing. Now, got to turn it over to the other side and do these connections. Now, the last one I made, I really screwed up the alignment, and while it's still not perfect, it's a whole heck of a lot better than it was the first time, and I think I'm going to be happy with this. So, I'm going to go through, and I'm going to solder all of these down the back side. Then I'm going to start filing. And I'm thinking about, because once it's finished, these end up being pretty sharp on the sides here. Sorry. So I might go down the line and just put a little bit of solder bridging those connections. I might end up with a cleaner finished piece. I think it's a good idea. We'll give it a shot. Alright, so I got the second side done, and I don't think I'm going to be soldering those edges like I had mentioned. This bracelet takes a lot of solder to make, and I don't want, now that I have everything nice and cleanly done, I don't want to start hitting these spots here, because I don't want the rest of the solder to start flowing everywhere. I could use easy solder here, but that's what I plan on using to put the clasp on once that's done. So I just don't want to mess with it. I can always go back and do it later if it really bothers me, or I can use my buddy's laser and go through and laser weld these. So it's not really a priority to get those done. Maybe I'll make a video of going over and lasering those spots. But now the next step is to flatten the sides. I think I'm going to pull through the mill a couple times just to, I guess, flatten it, make sure everything is level. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to use my belt sander instead of a file, because I'm lazy and filing takes a long time. Also, I'm just curious to see if I can make a faster job of it. If it doesn't work, I'll know right away and I'll just switch over to the file. Alright, here we go. Alright, I got it nice and tightly secured. Let's give it a try. Say that worked pretty well. Definitely made short work of that job. Alright, I'll flip it over to the other side. Pretty much done being assembled. So So now what I have left to do is I have to sand. And I gotta make these surfaces look just a little bit better. After that, I can start polishing. And once I'm done polishing, that'll be the end of the video. And then hopefully next week, I'll be able to cast the class, as long as it's not a billion degrees outside again. But, even if it is a billion degrees, maybe I'll just suck it up. Alright, there it is. So I think that's actually where I'm going to leave it for the day. The video's getting a little long, so I'm going to save the sanding, the finishing, and the installation of the clasp all for next week. That way I'll have a bit more time to get it done. It's already almost 4 o'clock. It's Monday and I go back to work tomorrow, so it's not going to be until next Sunday that I have time to get back in the shop. So what I'll do this week, I'm going to prep a casting flask with my clasp in it. That's already printed. A friend designed it for me, so it's all ready to go. I just have to cast it and then install it. So next week we'll finish the bracelet, install the clasp, and I'll see you then. Thank you for stopping by. Do all those things, like, comment, and subscribe, all that stuff I'm supposed to say. And I'll see you next week.